Okay, for that answer, I need to go a little bit back in my career. When I had my first job from university, I was working in the tobacco industry and developing physical components for the cigarettes. But what I learned there is that it is difficult to do decisions on taste, and taste is not measurable. So whenever I developed a new product, there was the boss at the end deciding without data. Now coming to the lubricants industries after 2 years there, and I realized the lubricants industry is much more related to data. So you do objective decisions and deciding if this product is better than the other or that product fits the application better than the other. And what I learned over the years, the lubricants industry is a family based on technical decisions. Well, the MJ Tribology is I'm a freelancer doing consulting and coordinating activities in lubricant societies. And I'm doing training for people, also assisting with technology assessments if somebody wants to bring a new product to the market, because I have in my 30 plus years experience for a lubricant formulator. I learned most of the world's, I met most of the world's specialty lubricants formulators, and also in doing fundamental research. I have experience in the research community of lubrication engineering and tribology. So that together, I thought in my age before retiring, I can contribute to the industry still, and that's what I'm enjoying. I personally believe you can only help the environment and energy consumption goals and carbon dioxide goals if people and companies can make money with it. So people, planet, profit, that goes for me together. The lubricant industry has difficulties in public awareness. So in the public awareness, to show that lubricants and better lubricants can save energy, there is per se not a lobby that promotes that. And I think to meet that statement, all tribologists and lubrications engineers know what they can do, but if it is converted, that is still to be done. So it is my belief that it is possible, but quite honestly, I cannot document at this point in time that to make that statement true. Well, my career highlight, I see in 2013, I was elected or became a fellow of the Society of Tribologists and Lubrication Engineers, which is globally the largest community of tribologists and lubrication engineers out of the US. And I felt honored to be in that group of scientists and engineers to be have my career in the specialty lubricants field and in tribology rewarded. Yes, the Tribologie and Schmierungstechnik, T&S, is a scientific journal on tribology and lubrication engineering, but it was mainly a German language publication, which when I took it over 3 years ago as editor-in-chief there, I did put out two goals that we need to change in the journal. One is becoming more international. So we have now English publications, English language publications, and the other term is to be more present in the internet. So the journal is now available also online, and we are also looking at in the future to provide open access. So the readers. There are several attempts at the moment where people are trying to quantify the amount and the impact that better lubrication can do. There is an effort from the German Tribological Society, also the trends report from the Society of Tribology and Lubrication Engineers, and I think the goal is the knowledge is there, the possibilities are there, but to raise the awareness and make it measurable for the sustainability goals from the United Nations, I think that is the biggest challenge. And I think the lubricants industry is capable of doing so, but it needs more public awareness and support from the authorities. Clearly here, I think going back to my experience, I think the key is networking internally and externally as much as possible. So meet people, talk to them, talk about their lubrication challenges, being it in material selection, being it in lubricant formulations, and the networking. I think that's helped me the most, and I learned most out of talking to other people. And that will also help from the business perspective to attract customers to your knowledge, because the lubricants industry is a knowledge-based industry, and therefore in-depth knowledge that people will gain through networking, being it on conferences, being it in education seminars. I think this advice I can give to the young people. Fortunately, in the last couple of years, not yet 10 years ago, but less than 10 years ago, there were initiatives started where young tribologists research symposiums have been started, where young tribologists network and start working across companies, working across universities. That started in Germany, but it is also taking place in Japan and as a global effort as well. Yeah, like I pointed out in one of the questions before, I think to make it visible what impact tribology can have on the United Nations sustainability goals. I think out of 6 of these goals, the lubrication and tribology has a direct impact, for instance, in energy reduction and resource reductions. So the lubricant industry will play a big role in helping get the sustainability goals met. So there has been studies from the German Tribological Society on the impact of tribology on sustainability. And there's 2 studies that can be downloaded also from the German Tribological Society's website, and they are translated into English as well, where one was the goals or what could be achieved through friction reduction, but the higher impact of better lubrication and using tribological terms and principles is on the material saving. So there is much more to gain if better lubrication and selection of rubbing components in the material side to avoid wear and have the machine components running much longer time. So there is a goal, there is a big impact in friction reduction, but the bigger impact is material savings in better material selection and applying tribological principles. The Lubricant Expo to me is, there's get a little bit personal here. I think in this world there are 2 categories of people. There are the people that say why not, and there are people they say yes but. And I'm more on the why not. So I see this as a new way to attract public attention to the lubricants field and the tribology science. So that's why I'm supporting. And also, I think there is not such an event in Europe. So I think Europe is very dispersed in terms of where the tribological societies and where the lubricant formulators are sitting. I think to have a pan-European event focusing on lubrication and attracting more people to the field, that is of my highest wish list. So the amount of what people are spending in lubrication and tribology on their day-to-day work, I'm talking now about engineers, being it either in maintenance or being it in product development, the amount of time they're spending on the knowledge of tribology and lubrication engineering can be less than 10%. So when they choose to attend trade shows, etc., they're going more the direction of what is their higher impact in the job. But without this less than 10% of knowledge, they cannot do the job. So this is a little bit a dilemma of lubrication engineers, that in the plants and in the design hotspots, there are people have not enough knowledge and are not enough attracted to tribology. It is a tool they need to do their job, and I think having a bigger show, a larger event, will help that and make the people more aware of what they need to do for their job. The main benefit I see is to increase the networking. So they will, at the show and the adjoining conference, they will get to know people that are experts in specific fields, and also they can meet companies that work on their sustainability goals and demonstrate that at the exhibition. And therefore, I think that is a very good way to work also when they go back from the show, work in their companies and institutions and say, this is the way we can get the sustainability goals better achieved. So I see that as a very good platform and forum to advance the use of lubrication principles. And on the other hand, I think I had in the industry, there was a colleague that is now retired, but he said, why do I go to a conference or to a trade show? He said, it has to be, first, I meet customers or suppliers. The second reason is, when I go there, I need to learn something. And I think these two can be very well accomplished in the goals of the Loop Expo. But the third one, that is also important, you got to have fun by doing this. So I hope that meeting face-to-face people and networking, and maybe have a dinner here or there, or have accompanying social activity, I think that will strengthen, especially since almost 2 years we are now sitting at home and having headphones on our head. I think that is what I'm pretty much looking forward to changing.